E non capisci che però la vedere non fa. E l'hai qui tutte, e l'hai col tuppo. Chi? La giovin che stanotte al mio tempo rapiste. Ma saprò riprendere e la voce vedesti la ricercazione. Oh, mia figlia!
Opera lovers, have we got a treat for you today? We're here at Los Angeles Opera and we're going to find out about their very special senior outreach program. So come on, let's go to the opera.
Welcome to this very special edition of Aging Well in L.A. Today we're at the Los Angeles Music Center, where the Los Angeles Opera has invited senior citizens from all over the Los Angeles area to attend the final dress rehearsal of Giuseppe Verdi's powerful tragedy, Rigoletto. Aging Well in L.A. producer Helen Davis is today's guide to the activities at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion.
The participants of the program today don't only get to see the opera, but they have a pre-performance lecture with Alan Chapman, who is an opera aficionado and a host with KUSC.
This was the instrument preferred by Verdi when he was, traveling. Of course not. Okay. La Donna è mobile, which does not mean Donna's from Alabama. A third act, the final act, takes place on the outskirts of town. Rigoletto has brought Gilda with him to see the truth about the Duke, whom she professes that she still loves. And the Duke, dressed as a soldier, arrives at Spadafucile, he's the assassin, remember, arrives at his inn and sings one of the most famous of Verdi arias.
Alan, that was a really lively conversation.
Well,
and every time we come to the senior opera performance, you're here, you're entertaining the crowd here.
I don't do them all, but I've done an awful lot of these
You
through the years.
have, yes. So how long have you been involved and how did you get involved?
Actually, my pre-concert lecturing career goes back to 1984 when the Philharmonic started Upbeat Live, and they decided that they would have a lecture before each and every concert, and they really led the way in this country, and I think around the world, the idea of having a lecture not just on special occasions but every time. So I think my affiliation with the opera goes back at least to around 1990. If I remember correctly.
And I think it's certainly important for the seniors because some of them, or many of them in fact, have never been to opera before.
It's not just important for the seniors. I think it's important for everybody. What I try to do, and I hope it came out today, I'm talking in any pre-concert or pre-performance lecture to people who know a lot and to people who know very little. But the trick, the balancing act, is to be able to talk in a way that introduces people who don't have any knowledge when they walked into the hall, and at the same time not have the people who are knowledgeable going, I try to make each of these lectures like a performance in itself. It really has a beginning, it has a middle, it has an end, it has threads.
Alan, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. We're going to go on inside now and enjoy the opera.
Have a great time. Thank you.
Scorrenti acque
Lucy, tell us about this exciting program for seniors.
Well, exciting is the word. LA Opera's had a tradition for more than 20 years now of picking a dress rehearsal and inviting senior community centers from all over the city and actually all over the county to come and be our guests and to celebrate with us and to enjoy an afternoon at the opera.
How do directors of multipurpose centres, how do they get in contact with you if they want to become part of this program in the coming years?
Surely. Really easy. You contact anybody at LA Opera and they're going to make sure that you get to us. Plus which, we actually do have an extensive list. We are always cleaning it up, we're always updating it, and we do blast out the information to the city, to the county, to actually all of the different cities.
Now, James Conlon, I understand, is conducting the performance
Yes.
today.
Yes.
He's had rave reviews from La Scala for this particular production. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Oh, well, Maestro Conlon is one of the forces of nature, and he's an extraordinary musician who understands deeply the drama of the music, and he understands, and he's excited always actually to come back and revisit, even though he's just had a tremendous success. You might think, well, then he's tired of it and he wants to move on to something else. He is completely fascinated. He talks about how he breathes, sleeps, eats music. And the first thing he would want to do would be to come back to this amazing opera, this classic opera, and revisit it again and explore it even more deeply. And I must say it's a joy to work with both him and Maestro Domingo. We could not ask for two greater champions for arts education, and for sharing a love and knowledge of the Opera House.
We're truly blessed to here in Los Angeles to have such talent at our disposal. Now, how do they actually become involved with the community outreach that you do? Because you don't just do programs for seniors, you do them for children too. How are the musical directors involved in what you do for community outreach?
It starts right up at the top. I will tell a story that I've told a few times before, which is my job interview was with Mr. Domingo, and we were talking, and he was talking about some of the ideas that he had, and he said, and he stopped because, it's how can we expect people to love our religion if we don't invite them into our church? And right there alone, that sense of mission, that sense of passion about what we do, that starts with Mr. Domingo, it starts with Mr. Conlon, and it flows down from there. It really excites and it energizes everybody. So they are always challenging us and inspiring us to reach further and to go deeper.
We're so excited to be here today and learn about this senior performance that Los Angeles Opera puts on each year. How long have you been coming along?
This is number one.
That's great then. So we've caught you. First off, how did you hear about it?
Well, we belong to the Gay and Lesbian Center here in Los Angeles, and they sent out a flyer. And we said yes.
Yes, and grabbed the chance to come along. I know for a lot of people, and me included, the opera can be an expensive event to come to. Like any performance, live performance, they're very expensive. So I think this gives us a chance, Gerald, doesn't it, to come along and enjoy these things free of charge.
Definitely. It's a wonderful thing to have belonging to these organizations so that we can get in and they let us see the performances.
So now, how did you prepare for coming on to the opera today? Are you opera aficionados? Do you know a lot about the opera in any case, or is this something new experience for you?
I've seen it once before. I love the music. I love the Umbeldi, and it's like, oh wow, I get to see this again.
That's wonderful. You, Gerald, is this a new experience for you?
For me in Los Angeles, yes. I used to go to the Lyric Opera very often in Chicago.
Oh, in Chicago. Okay, so how long have you been here in Los Angeles?
30 years.
Oh, well. Okay, so we're all in for a new experience this afternoon then. It's going to be very exciting. We've been promised some amazing performers. We have James Conlon doing the conducting, so it's going to be a really great afternoon for us and the viewers.
Artigiani, il razza, ti salvata. Questa amante del cuore attenta, una intera più amata venta, se dei figli dipende.
We're here to scientifically prove the end result of riding a bicycle against traffic. The average car weighs 6,000 pounds. The average bicycle with rider weighs 170 pounds, give or take a few. A typical car traveling 35 miles per hour has 220 times the momentum or energy of a bike rider traveling 10 miles per hour. And if the two collide, bug splatter. Avoid being bug splatter.
Ride right, stop at the light, watch the road.
Hey, buddy! Don't you know you should never leave a cooking pan unattended? And a working smoke detector can warn you of a fire. Like the one behind me. My hero!
Next time, listen to the ball. Have a smoke detector and a fire extinguisher that work.
How'd you know?
The ball called.
Welcome back to Aging Well in LA. Today's program is from the Los Angeles Music Center, where the Los Angeles Opera has invited senior citizens to the final dress rehearsal of Verdi's opera Rigoletto. We will return to the stage of the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion in a moment. But first, today's visit to Caregivers Corner.
Oftentimes as caregivers, we put ourselves at the end of the list. We don't take care of ourselves as well as we should. And yet it is important, like the example we're given when we go on an airplane, of putting the oxygen mask on first before you help others. It's a similar concept in family caregiving. You do have to take care of yourself before you start to help others. So one of the ways that we suggest you do that is by making a weekly plan for you, a very specific plan, a plan that will help you stay focused on making time for yourself. I know you're saying, no, I don't have time for that. I'm already overwhelmed with everything else. The real issue is that you must make time for yourself. Make time. You start by doing something like determining what is something you want to do, not something you should do or someone else thinks needs to be done, but something you want to do. It could be something as simple as being out in the garden for a little bit and gardening, or going to sit near the water fountain out in the park, go golfing. Whatever it is that you like to do, you need to find something that you want to do. Then you need to make a specific plan about when you're going to do this. Are you going to do it Tuesday around 1 o'clock after your care receiver has had lunch and is resting? Are you going to do it on Saturday morning? Find a specific time that you're going to do this and determine what you're going to do once you're there. Are you going to just sit and enjoy the water fountain? Are you going to take a couple magazines with you and finally get to go through them? Figure this out and be very specific so that eventually your plan for the week is, on Tuesday, I'm going to go to the water fountain at the park. On Tuesday afternoon about 2 o'clock, I'm going to sit there for an hour and a half and read my magazines. Once you've made your plan, then look at it and think, okay, how confident am I that I'm going to be able to do this? I'd say I'm at a confidence level of 8 because I think I can get somebody to come and stay with Mom while I go do this. Now, if your confidence level is less than a 6, maybe you need to rethink it. Make it more bite-sized. So instead of planning on going both on Tuesday and Saturday, just decide which day is better and make it for one day so that you really can achieve your goal. You'll find that if you make a weekly plan for you and stick to it and avoid canceling out on yourself, it will really make a difference in how you care for yourself, for your care receiver, and for the entire family. It will make a difference.
And now, let's return to the stage of the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion and join senior citizens from all over Los Angeles County enjoying the final dress rehearsal of Rigoletto by Giuseppe Verdi.
like this for the seniors today wouldn't be possible without the help of volunteers like yourselves. Tell me, what got you involved with Los Angeles Opera?
When I retired from work, and I had friends that were volunteers here with the Opera League, and they said, "Oh, you must come, you'll love it," and I can tell you I have thoroughly enjoyed it. And I met some of the most wonderful people. Just a lot of fun. We do a lot of things for the Opera League here. We feed the cast. We work in the boutique shop. They have an educational department. And bringing the seniors and the students here is absolutely wonderful. And we visit and talk with them, make them feel welcome. And then after we all do all that, we go to see the opera, which is great.
Oh, that's excellent. Now, I understand some of you actually go out to the senior centres and teach the seniors about the opera before performances like this.
Somebody does.
Some of them.
Yeah, we're not involved in that aspect, but there are some. There's so many departments and things, and the different ones do different things.
Now, Claire, how long have you been volunteering here?
5 years.
5 years. And you've loved every minute?
I love every minute of it. And I met the wonderful people. And, you know,
so you can recommend to seniors, or in fact anybody that's got a few spare hours on their hands, to come along here to opera and volunteer?
Oh, yeah. We always need volunteers.
So they would just get in contact with the opera here, and I guess they have a whole department that deals with volunteers and helps. I'm sure you have to go through some training process as well.
Well, yes, you do, for what you're going to, whatever particular area you're going to be working in, yes.
Excellent.
Just a great staff here. Wonderful staff here at the Music Center.
Wonderful.
Just love it.
Great. Thank you, ladies, so much. I know you're busy today, so thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us.
Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
What's really fun is talking to the seniors here. They had a 103-year-old lady there that sings so many operas. She's gone, but she was a delight to talk with.
I know, people are so appreciative of this chance to come along, and we really appreciate what LA Opera does for the city's seniors. I'm here with Lillian Calamari. She's a program manager with SRO Housing, and she's with their senior program. Lillian, it's just so great to be here today. Is this the first time SRO Housing has had the chance to come to senior opera?
No, we come here whenever we can. I try to apply to get us in. We come about every other year. We're here.
Now, the seniors you work with generally are very low-income seniors. Yes. They have a whole number of challenges that they're facing on a day-to-day basis. Tell me, how important are programs like this for them?
It's very important to them. They love to come here. It's a nice venue for them to participate in. We show them films of the opera before they come. We give a presentation. they really get excited about coming here. They love coming to the opera.
Yeah, it's a very important chance for them to see live performances where perhaps they couldn't really afford to come along.
That's right.
In the general scheme of things.
That's right. And I rode the van up here with the seniors, and one senior was talking excitedly about how he had gotten a video from the library and watched it before they came. And they just really get into it, and they get books from the library about it. We present them information and educate them about the opera, but
so it's much more than just the afternoon itself.
Yes, they love to study it before they come. They're very excited about venues like this. I also take them to the museums. They love the museums as well.
Yeah, and it's also a great social opportunity for the seniors, really from all over the county of Los Angeles, to get together at events like this.
That's right.
How many seniors have you brought with you today?
We brought like 22 seniors with us today.
And is it just a case of applying for the tickets, or is there a little bit more to it than that?
Well, when they need to sign up, we need to sign them up, and again, we have to educate them on the opera. We want them to know what they're seeing. They love to learn about things. They love education, and this is another education opportunity for them to learn something.
And I think especially with the cuts in education for adults, and certainly in programs that seniors can participate in for educational opportunities like this are very rare, and we really need to support them as much as we can, because we want them to carry on for many years, and to have many seniors from all of our senior centres coming along and getting this opportunity.
Lifelong education is very important for seniors. It keeps their minds active, it keeps them active, it keeps them interested in life. It's a very important thing.
Now, Lillian, I know you're also an art teacher.
Yes, I am.
I know, because every year we have our senior art exhibit at the City Hall in the Bridge Gallery there, and some of Lillian's participants at her classes, they enter their works in our annual exhibition.
Yes.
So also, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's an art workshop I started 18 years ago when I first started working down on Skid Row. There were no programs, there were no art programs or education programs for the people. So I just went to one of the shelters and asked them if I could set up a little art workshop. And they said yes, and I did. So like 4 or 5 years I was teaching in the shelter. And then the company I work for, SRO Housing Corporation, they wanted me to move it to our property, and they gave me a loft for the artists to work in. It was very nice.
Yeah, and they're producing some amazing work.
Yes.
Really, multimedia work, amazing work.
Yes.
And it's really just so important how important the arts are to seniors in their everyday lives.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's very important.
Thank you, Lillian. That was absolutely fantastic. From everyone here at Los Angeles Opera and for Aging Well in LA, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.